Now I'm excited. I'm like not excited.
Hi.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But
We're
back. We're here. This is episode 6. I'm Khai. This is co-host Khadijah.
Okay.
And this is episode 6 of Pack Lite Pod. I know everybody's like, okay, where's Kia? What's going on? So it was raining bad. Kia was in traffic. And so we're going to do a follow-up episode, and then Kia should be here to return. But we have my girl here. I missed you. Hey, friend.
Hi,
So what's been going on?
So what's been going on with me? I've been learning. I've been living.
Okay.
I've been having a lot more fun lately.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I've been working, getting busy.
Doing the work.
Yeah. And actually working though. Both.
I don't
That was cute.
Yeah, the work.
Yeah.
I don't like doing the work.
How does he do that?
I don't.
Y'all, I wish I could hear the sound effects. Can I hear the sound effects? Oh, okay.
For those of you who don't know, this is Khadijah, and Khadijah is a
Everything.
beautiful light worker. This is our soul sister. This is everybody's soul sister. This is my go-to for when I am together and for when shit hits the fan. And plug yourself in. Tell people what you do, sis.
Okay. I like to say I'm everything because I really am everything.
Period.
I'm still figuring out the whole like putting myself in a box kind of thing. Like I don't want to do that. Some days I feel like I want to be a plant mom for the whole day. Some days I feel like I want to be a chef for the whole day. I want to cook sometimes.
Sidebar, your plans are bomb.
They go. They took a lot of hard work, y'all. Sometimes, let me tell y'all.
Yeah, I be on the live like, this bitch in the green room. Like,
look,
okay.
Let me tell you. Sometimes I don't be knowing how to keep them alive.
If we really want to be honest, I had I forgot what it's called. It looks like a palm tree.
Mm-hmm.
That shit dead right now. And I was doing so good, and I'm just like,
those are the hardest.
Doing this no more. Like,
they are the hardest to keep alive, though. Those are
because they dry out so fast. So I'm watering, but then it's like you don't want to overwater, and
sometimes I let them be with those ones. I'll let it maybe once a week. I water them, and then I put it outside. You can't put them outside for too long, else they burn. Yeah. Like palm trees are so annoying. Like, I love them though, but they're a little annoying. We're taking care of them. It's a little bit harder.
Yeah. So you don't want to fit in the box. You are outstanding, and
thank you.
Yeah. You want to plug in your gram? Tell people what you do.
So you guys could follow me on Instagram, dollhouse__K. On Instagram, I am basically reintroducing myself. Right now, I'm really into readings. I'm into meditation, all different kinds of readings and meditations. I'm also a inventor. So I had this tool that I invented.
That's my girl.
From the hair salon. So it's like, oh, she do readings, but then back out. Like, oh, she got an invention.
It's the black excellence for me. Yeah.
You know, like, and it's really understanding, like, you could really be anything. You could really do anything. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. Like, you're going to have people that tell you no. You got to be okay with saying no. You're going to be nervous. That's the whole part about, like, growing into something. Like, when you building something, right?
Yeah. It's the anxiety that comes with it.
It's all different kinds of emotions.
And I feel like it's off the strength of because you're walking into the unknown.
Don't be scared of what you don't know, though.
Should be. I'm like, shut my mouth wide open. Should be spooky.
Scary. Yes, it do.
Should be very spooky. It's spooky season all year round at this point.
I think things should be scary enough to where you want to go ahead and do it because you want to see what happens, or it shouldn't be scary enough to where you don't want to follow through with it. Like, don't let your ego, like, you know, get you tripped up out here, like having you so scared and reluctant to do what you keep daydreaming about.
Right.
So I feel like ego is like something that we could like talk to the people about too.
Very much so, because you have people kind of like, I would say, you have an evolved and an unevolved, and when the ego in a sense is unevolved, it's like people are overly egotistical, and it could just go left, like be all bad. So I feel like talking about that and getting into that on this episode, which we will in different areas, we'll plug it in, but I feel like it's something people need to work on right now more than ever, because if you don't, it's like you don't really know yourself. Now you're just kind of like acting out of I don't know, just emotion in a sense. Emotion. It's like there's no logic shit really going on. So it's just like, all right, you're gonna act based off of your ego. It's like one of those people that be like, oh, it's like shooting first, asking questions later, and it's just like, but really after you shoot, you're like, damn, why would I do that? But it's like you should just reevaluate some shit prior to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Ego is like, it's really a perception.
Yeah,
it's a way of thinking. Sometimes people could be so egotistical that it's all about them. Some people could have so much ego that they scare. It all depends on where you at in life, how you want to apply that ego. Sometimes you need your ego, like Hope said. Sometimes you need your ego to let people know who they fucking with. Like,
very much so.
Sometimes you might have to turn up because somebody might not remember who you is. Like, and I think too, just like I said, like it depends on where you at in life. Like if you did the work, if you cleaned up, like you made sense of things, then sometimes it's okay to let people know. Like you could say raw too. Like, you know,
it's like I feel like that's just when you're too humble. I don't know, but like, I like being humble, but then it's just also very much like it kills your ego, because sometimes you do need your ego, but it's like
balance.
I guess really learning when to say what you say. So I feel like you do need to balance it out, but in the sense of when you do balance it out, so like boundaries play a part. That's when you have to start learning your boundaries and what you're going to allow from people and what you're not going to allow, and you know, simply learning when to say when. And how can you do that in the sense of when it comes to showing up for others?
I think that boundaries and respect go hand in hand, because if you respect yourself, everybody else is going to respect you too. So if you have the common courtesy to respect your own boundaries, I'm only going to be around people for 4 hours before I start to feel like I want to go home. No, respect
That'd
yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stop a little too long, okay?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Because then I want to go to sleep. I want to go be in the bed.
Heavy on the sleep, okay?
If sleeping was a class, y'all, I would have passed it. They should have gave us sleep instead of gym.
No, for real.
No, I'm like, oh my God, that's so bad to say. Because actually, I appreciate the gym now. I appreciate what the gym is doing for me now. I see the difference. Okay, the mommy gut is going away, y'all. I'm out here this summer. Just want y'all to know. Okay.
No, I just feel like it does go hand in hand, but it's also like you have those people who are who don't know when to say no, or feel bad for doing what's good for them, or establishing a boundary or something like that. But I don't know. That's why I'm like, okay, how could you balance it between showing up for others, but then keep in mind to show up for yourself? Because I feel like a lot of people out here, even me sometimes, if we're going to be super honest, people fall short of doing that sometimes, and we don't realize it until shit hits the fan and we're like a little thrown off with the emotions and mentally. So it's just like, how could we really balance it?
So again, going back to respecting your boundaries. So how do you respect your boundaries? You know what you want.
Yeah.
You know how you want to be talked to. You know how you want to be fed. You know how you want to be nurtured. You know how you want to be loved. You know how people should bring you joy or help you, you know, find a moment of joy in life. Like it's just all about just really knowing yourself, y'all.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing, like knowing yourself is so important. I love the little things. I love the and it's about not getting tricked. With anything. Don't let anybody, when it comes to any subject, y'all, if it comes to schoolwork, if it comes to regular work, if it comes to your career, if it comes to knowing yourself, and even like there's so much, like I noticed like a lot of people are getting like scammed, right? Because they're getting tricked by fake pages and things like that. Know what the is going on, because if you don't, somebody is going to trick you into something, and then next thing you know, you got your pants off and the cameras is on you. Like, whoa, I was not ready for this.
It's
not ready.
It comes as a surprise, so that's why I'm like, I definitely do see how, you know, it does go hand in hand, and really knowing when to pull yourself back. And
it's all about yourself. Yes.
Life be going at a fast pace. I feel like it always has been, but like lately, just noticing like my peers and talking to people, life has been wilding. So it's just like you really have to learn how to pull yourself back and then not feel bad for doing it.
Make sure your mind is going as fast as your breath or as slow as your breath. That's another thing too. Like that just keeps you in order when it comes to making sure I'm not going too fast. Like
grounded?
Yes, okay. Being grounded. Yes, exactly. So making sure like, and before I step out the house, am I overthinking already? Like, because that's going to be if that's how you start your morning, you're rising, then that's what's going to happen.
That sets the tone for the day.
Yes.
Yeah. It does. All right. I see that. So with the next topic that I wanted to get into was in the sense of discernment and logic.
My favorite, discernment.
And I just, threw it in on a little slight topic of when people hold things against other people. And it's like, okay, I forgive you, but then it's still that animosity there. And it's just like, how can a person use their discernment and logic? Like how can you separate the two when it comes to not using the past against a friend or shit for matters yourself? Because a lot of people do a lot of reflecting. And then the thing is to reflect, but to not play blame game.
Right.
And I feel like everybody does it.
Yes, we are human.
Everybody does it sometimes, but I feel like the thing is really to reflect, but don't play blame game. Don't constantly, point the finger, or I should have done, or, if this person would have done this, or, I get it. You have to analyze everything, but then it's just like after a certain amount of time, it's like, all right, you got the lesson from it. There's no need to analyze, but then it's just like, how could you use your discernment to know, like, all right, close this out. Don't use it against them. Don't use it against myself. Don't hold it against them anymore. And then it's just like using logic, like, but nah, I probably really should hold it against them. So how could you separate? For real. Because how could you separate the two?
The first thing is there's so many ways I could bust this down. Can I just say everything?
Go. Okay. You got the mic.
Okay. You want to be able to wholeheartedly forgive the person first, right? You just have to. Nobody is better than the other person. Nobody. Right? So that's where compassion comes in. I'm not better than this person, even though they did me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I would never do that, but I might do something else that might might be my shortcoming. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I'm just not going to do that. But still, you got to have enough compassion to be like, that's them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's them. So I'm going to forgive them anyway, because 9 times out of 10, they already showed you that part of themselves. So it's up to you to keep letting it happen, letting it be a reoccurring thing over and over, right?
Right.
And then here's another reason why you should forgive them, because usually the person that offended you is going to get over it faster than you do, because they could either be,
that's some shit.
They could be in a situation to where they want you to forgive them because they know they messed up. Or you might have to talk to them and have a conversation, dialogue, where it's like, yo, like, I didn't like what you did. It wasn't cool.
Right.
Or it's going to be like, baby, please forgive me.
It's outside with the radio in the rain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the baby come back.
Like, so I think that where you draw the line, again, is balance, right?
Yeah.
Easier said than done when you're in the moment, because when you're in the moment, I might not forget nobody. I don't know.
See, that's the thing. And that's what I'm saying, that ego, because sometimes my ego.
You don't want to let go.
No, I don't. Like, it's like, it's whatever, but then it's just like, no. Like, because I remember we were having a conversation, and I think I texted you, like, I forgot what I said, but I was like, I don't know, sometimes being compassionate for certain situations make me feel like I'm shutting up or being weak, and then you like, no, you just express it, and then you just move on from it. But it's like sometimes that ego just be like, nah, fuck that.
Like, and then it's like there's two parts of it. It's either I would never do that to a person, so I can't believe that you could even do that to me. Or it could be like there's something similar between you and that person.
Yeah.
And it hurts even more to try to pull yourself away from the situation. I hope this is making sense because I'm trying to connect. But
yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
They got it. They probably if y'all don't got it, hit her up. She put like, nah, they really got it though, because I get it.
It's like you really have to, like I said, life is really not easy. Like learning how to readjust, because some of us, it might take us till we 33 to understand how to have compassion and what joy is like, what love is really like, what understanding is like. It takes us a moment to get there.
Yeah.
And some things we might have a harder time understanding, like compassion, you know what I'm saying? Like forgiving somebody. But at the end of the day, like I said, that forgiveness is really for you, because if you hold on to it, it's always gonna leave that bad taste in your mouth. You walking around with that bad taste in your heart and your mouth, and you just like, something don't taste right about this. I don't think that. I think this is it's not cooked how I want it to be cooked. But if you're gonna keep living there,
right.
And eventually you want to free yourself from whatever it is that person did to you.
That's what I've been trying to teach myself too. Like in ways, I definitely do remove myself,
because you don't have to speak to them again.
That's the thing. I'm good for it. Like the not know you. I'm a pro at doing it, but it's just like I feel like I've always done it before, but certain situations, and I feel like other people could relate. Like, I lost where I was going with it. I really did.
We'll bring it back.
In the sense of, forgiving and this and that and the third, it's like, it does take time, because whether it be friendship, relationship, just any type of thing, it's still a grieving process within everything. So it's just like, wow, I really lost it. This is disgusting. That's
okay. I do have something that's really exciting too.
Okay.
The more I practice something and I learn it, and it becomes a part of my routine, then I share it, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to really know what you're talking about before you start, especially if you got people that's listening to you. Like, you want to make sure. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that I want to tell people is readings are so fun. They're so awesome. But sometimes people get lost in the aesthetics. The aesthetics.
There we go. Because I was about to say drop something. Because yes.
The aesthetics is the crystals, the cards,
we were just talking about this last night.
All of that stuff, right? Those are literally aesthetics.
Yeah.
The most important thing is knowing God yourself, knowing the creator yourself, activating yourself. Like that's where all that ancient information, that's where all that wisdom come from. That's where the knowing comes from, getting to know God really, right? So if I wanted to, I could read cards all day, but anybody could do that. So what really separates you from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What really separates you And again, it's that thorough connection with prayer and with God. Like, so I like to say now a lot more than I've ever said, like, stay prayed up. Like, the prayer for me, I pray over everything, my food, my water, and my mind, on the way to the airport, on my way to here, like wherever I'm going. Like, I just pray, like, just please, like, help me be able to articulate myself, help me be able to be quiet when I need to be quiet, like whatever it is that I need to do, like, you lead the way. Surrendering is so important too, y'all. Just like knowing that we can't be in control of everything. Like, who do we think we are?
That's my little problem.
We cannot.
Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that's.
It's something you gotta work on, you know. But we can't be in control.
I be like, I don't like how that went. I could just make amends with it, but then it's just like sometimes I'm like, nah, if I put a little effort behind it, it could go the way I want it to go. And sometimes it do. But then when it don't, it's just like, don't realize it until shit hits the fan. It's like,
okay, I see what you did there.
You need to really release control.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people have been working on that. I have been trying to throughout the year, throughout the past few months, because it's like, when you do that, things kind of you just let things be, and then everything slowly starts to unravel for itself. But trying to put a timestamp on things, and
that's really difficult.
because then you're like, okay, I'm trying to get over this, or I'm trying to do this, and I'm putting a timestamp on it. But then I got regular life happening too, and there's timestamps on those events, and it's just like, it all becomes too overwhelming. So after a while, you kind of just really got to surrender. Like, you know what? Fuck it. That's really it.
Fasting too. Fasting is really good, y'all. Like, whether you fast from social media, fast from eating during the day, like just drinking water, fasting from cussing. I'm really working so hard on that. Like, try not to cuss. Like, it's especially when you like I say, if you accustomed to do some of these certain things, I just feel like you feel me better if I put the. You feel me better.
It just adds the razzle dazzle on it. Like, so
I'm just trying to get. I'm turning over a new leaf here, but you know what? It's also living life too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do now. Like, I feel like I've learned enough. Now it's time for me to live, and go outside a little bit more and interact a little bit more. Because sometimes you be so sketchy with people. So it's like
a little bit sometimes now.
Coming down a little bit, like getting to be in that moment, being present.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so important. So I've been dressing up, like putting on lip gloss, some lipsticks and things. Okay, I do a little bit of something.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes, queen.
then going outside, like, just having fun, like, just experiencing life. But again, balance.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like how you were saying, the whole aesthetic of spirituality and things of that nature, people just gravitate towards crystals and sage. That's literally like Pepsi and Coke now. It's just like right there, and that's all people know. But then it's just like, are you really doing the work? And it's so much. I can see why you're saying, like, now you want to come out more, you want to come out your shell more, because it's like you've been doing the work for all these years, and while you're still being social here and there, it's like now you feel like you're super comfortable to just live a little. And I feel like people on the journey and on life's journey period, you could grow and still take some steps back sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just as long as you don't stay there in those steps that you took back. Like, that's how you saying you trying to stop cursing. It's like, you super spiritual, yes, but that don't mean you can't check somebody real quick and then go right back into doing what you was doing. It's just all about bouncing back.
And like you said, not staying there. That's so important, because we could get stuck. We could get like a little stagnant, but push yourself out of it. If you feeling it, first of all, life in itself is like really teaching us something literally every day. Like, we're literally learning something every day. We're literally not only becoming a teacher at something because of the experience, because of whatever the situation was, it taught us something. So boom, we got experience. Boom, we got wisdom. We got both, because that's two totally different things.
Yeah, lesson. Wow, I'm so sad Key's not here, y'all. We smoked. We was chopping it up last night, and literally we were hitting these points that we talking about, which is, I'm actually glad it's just all in sync, because that's what we're saying. You know, people will sit up there and be like, that's what I was telling her. Like, I only go to certain people for advice. Aside from myself, I only go to certain people for advice because people will try to extend a hand, and I get it. You mean no harm, whatever. You're trying to help make me feel better. But then it's just like, you realize mid-conversation as you're talking to them, it's like, where is this going? And I'm not gaining anything from it. You're telling me like, oh, let me tell you this because I went through this, and you're only telling me the lesson. You're not telling me the wisdom you got out of it, because a lesson and wisdom are two different things. The lesson is the shell, and the wisdom is what's in it. So you could tell me your situation as to what took place. Okay, I hear it. Okay, this is crazy, whatever. But then it's just like, a person will tell you their whole life story full of lessons, and then at the end of the story, you ask them like, okay, so what did you learn from that? And then they'll really, and then you have to think about it. And then it's just like, we go through stuff as a lesson. We see it as a lesson, but it's really what's in the lesson, the wisdom from it. And then a lot of people are just growing and going through these things, and they're not getting the wisdom from it. And it's like, when you get the wisdom from it, small parts of yourself start to unravel, and you slowly start to know yourself better, and then know the things around you better. But that's only if you take the wisdom, because then everything else is just going to be a lesson. If that makes sense.
It does. Okay. I'm following you.
Okay, yeah. So
I was going to say, it's like, it's just funny. It's funny. One of the lessons I've learned because of experience, for the people who don't really understand, right? I'll give you an example. So I've learned, even though I've never been that person, but I've learned that it can make people uncomfortable when you really know yourself and you really paying attention to what other people doing. Sometimes some people could be on this journey and then they get judgy. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you might meet other spiritualists and they get real judgy. Like, or you might be in a room where everybody's talking about rappers, and then you want to talk about pulling cards. Like, don't be that person. Yeah. Like, don't be that person. Like, because first of all, live a little. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Dipset versus the Locks, and you telling me about temperance right now. It ain't about temperance. We talking about you know? Yeah.
I feel like that's when that ego comes in, and then it's just like, all right, you got yourself big-headed. We get it, you know?
Let your work speak for itself.
Yeah, everybody's a little spiritual now. We get it. But then it's just like, it goes back to you saying, too, being present in the moment. Like, we talking about something completely different, and then it's just like, you just want to start pulling people cards, acting a little weird, you know, kind of in a sense of, you're higher up, you feel a little bit better than everybody, and it's not the way to go. And that's really with that ego, checking that ego.
Okay, because the ego, we said we was going to talk about ego throughout this podcast, y'all.
Checking that ego for some people, because it's it gets in a way. Like, I feel like it does more damage than it does good. People, you need your ego, like you said, but it's like, at the same time, you burn a lot of bridges with it because of it. So,
how did you started getting excited about your evolution when it came to?
It was definitely last year, probably around this time, like July-ish or whatever. Literally, I feel like I was with Jada. Jada came to pick me up. She's like, "Yo, I just came back from the Botanica." And I'm like, "Oh my God, sounds cool. Take me." And from there, honestly, things just start to unravel. Snowball. Like, I naturally started doing the work, shadow work, and then I met you, and then we got close, and it just kind of started to unfold naturally. Like, and then I started reading, getting more in tune with things, research. That's it. Like,
oh my God, my favorite.
Research. If you're unsure of something, just research it. Just research and really just getting to know how it can affect you, how it can help you. And I started doing research, reading, and shit just kind of started falling into place naturally. That's when you start seeing them angel numbers, all that. So it's just like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then doors start opening, and then it's like, oh, I'm doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like, keep in mind, those shadow periods are never ending.
Yes.
So you're gonna always have to do the work. So then it's like, all right, you up right now, but then it's like, shit could hit the fan. Not really hit the fan, like in a bad way, but it's like something can trigger you, and it's just like, okay,
don't let your work go in vain when that trigger come.
yeah.
I get what you're saying,
and it be hard sometimes because it's like, all right,
yeah.
I'm about to. I'm about to
Everything that I've
backtrack
learned.
OD. Yeah, I'm about to backtrack
Out the
OD.
water.
Fuck it. Let me just go back to the old me. That's what people be saying too.
Yeah.
A lot I see on social media. People be like, I'm so close to going back to the old me. And then it's just like, I don't think we often analyze and really just sit with how far we come as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you don't do that until after you've done some shit that puts you in a bad predicament.
Yes, that's really when you learn.
Yeah.
Like when you be like, oh my god,
that's some hard-headed shit, but that's really the truth. Like, so I feel like that's when things just started. That's how I kind of got started on everything.
I love that you said research. Like, I'm still so happy. Like, that's
Research. That's it. I be on the phone.
Let me tell y'all.
Buying me my hardcover books.
Yes.
I be reading. I read. Yeah.
And some stuff, y'all, too, you might not even find in the book, to be honest. Sometimes you got to turn within and talk to your spiritual team. Whoever on your team see yourself at the table with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also when you read information, like, consult with your team. Like, is this viable information? Is this authentic?
Tribe.
Yeah, is this authentic information that I'm learning right now? There is like a new, goes back to what I was saying earlier about learning new stuff and applying it. So like lately, like what days you born? Were you born?
I was born on a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Look at people about to know my birth time. It's like now I was born on a Tuesday at 7:40.
Okay, so Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So every day of the week.
7:40 p.m.
Boom. Okay, because it makes a difference to stars and things and things. So people that were born on Tuesdays have like a thing with guidance, right?
Really?
Like the best day to get guidance is on a Tuesday. So it's about to get your notebooks.
No, for real,
okay,
because
here we go.
I'm over here like, okay, what's happening on Tuesday?
So
Okay.
I'm like really researching and learning about the Kemetic lifestyle, Egyptians and things like that, right? Just because I'm trying to realize and understand every part of me, and I'm everything. So I'm a part of every culture, right? So right now I'm into the Kemetics. Like I got pyramids tattooed on me like almost 2 years ago, and I didn't understand how deep I was connected to it until now. Like, and I'm like, it's starting to make sense. Like, and then I learned by doing the ancestor reading on myself, right? Okay, I got a lot of lineage that comes from over there, right? So I started to read things like the Isis papers, the Book of the Dead. Like that's basically like all the gods and goddesses of Egypt and their way of life and how they did things and how important the afterlife was, right? So fast forward, they're talking about tribes, right? 7 days in a week, 7 tribes, right? So Tuesday.
Okay. You're making me nervous because it's like, what happens on Tuesday? Like,
no, Tuesday is the day for guidance, and usually people will come to you for guidance because you were born on a Tuesday.
Drop a flex bomb, because that's a fact. Oh my god!
And look, there's more. There's
and
more.
I study psych because of it. I know I was going to study psych because I naturally like
giving guidance.
Yeah,
that's a part of you.
Thrive
Like,
off of it, honestly. Like,
and Tuesdays are your best day for meditation. Okay, so Tuesday.
Wow, and I do yoga on Tuesday. Stop playing with me. This is crazy.
Right? And then each planet rules a different day. So Sunday, the sun, Monday, the moon, you know, etc. Tuesday is Mars, right? Okay. So during that day, it's like planetary hours. It's so much stuff. I'm trying to condense it as much as I can because this whole thing gets big. Like but at the same time, You got to do the research. you gotta start applying it to your life, and you start realizing how things make sense. Like me, I was born on a Thursday. Okay. So on Thursdays, priest and high priestess are born, right? Magicians, right? Yeah. And then it's like, boom, so fitting. Like I'm a high priestess. I do readings. I do meditation. You get what I'm saying?
So it all makes sense.
Right.
Let me get this book.
Right. And then Thursday, y'all, too. Like, mind you, even though you were born on a Tuesday, it doesn't mean that you can't go on Thursday and try to do magic on Thursday.
Right.
Jupiter is...
It really locks in.
I'm trying to think of the word. Jupiter... Thursday and Jupiter go hand in hand, right? Okay. So you want to mind your thoughts on Thursdays. Like if you're thinking about how something can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong, especially on a Thursday. So you want to watch yourself. If you want to elevate something, you do it on a Thursday. Why? Because Jupiter is all about expansion. It's all about growing. It's all about luck. Sometimes Jupiter could be a teacher too, like Saturn, but that's a whole nother conversation. Right. I don't want to get too off track with this, y'all, but it's like it's really interesting. I'm loving this part of the journey, like just learning more that way. When I bring it to y'all, it's like I really understand what I'm saying. I really know what I'm saying. So I'm almost at that point. Like
I love it. I love to see it. And believe it or not, people be like, it's irritating. Like people be like, not into astrology, and to each his own, but then it's like you give a hint to a conversation or something, little do you know them people be locked in low-key. So it's just like, I don't know, even outside of astrology, just the whole realm of learning where you come from, for real. It's like people be not really too in tune, and it's like that could also be a reason why you feel lost, because you don't really know you. That's the thing. Nobody, even as kids, we knew we were kids, this and that and the third, but we were so conditioned to being raised a certain way. Go to bed, this and that and the third. Our parents are raising us. And then you get to kid all the way up to elementary, and then you get to high school, and it's still the same thing. Go to school. You're doing what you want to do a little bit more now, but then it's just like, and then when you really hit adulthood, so you're doing all that living for somebody else in a sense. And then when you get to adulthood, I feel like this is why some people start to go through these dark periods, and it's just like it's because you don't really know yourself. And then some people fold under the pressure, and then some people come out on top. But it's really all about knowing yourself, getting to know yourself, because it's really like we were just here. Our parents raised us, whoever raised us. Everything as a kid was literally be a kid, go to school, this, and that, and the third. And then for some people it wasn't. They had their own lifestyles and things of that nature that took place in the homes, but it was still very much go to school, be a kid. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with learning
other
where
things
you really come from and other things. Like just because society sometimes will tell you that it's weird or odd or what the media portrays it to be, it's like if you find it cool, then you find it cool. That's a part of you, obviously, because you're gravitating towards it. So release control.
Yes. Astrology is so, I think that, like I said, this whole thing is so big. There's so many different lanes you can go down. There's so many different practices that you can become a part of. Astrology for me, I'm still learning all of the intricate details of astrology, because it's so big.
It's too much for me.
It's sometimes. So big. And numerology is the same thing. Like it can go on and on. Like, boom, there's 24 hours in a day, right? And there's a gatekeeper, an angel, for every hour of the day. So you might see 11 a.m., but that's totally different. It's a totally different meaning from 11 p.m.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. So, and here go me, my dumb ass, and I'm quite sure everybody else, 11 or something. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean, it's two different meanings.
It doesn't mean, it's like, it's not bad meaning like, 11 a.m. is better than 11,
but it's like
PM.
It's two separate meanings though, and I would have never known. I'm quite sure nobody else knows either. But
that's just like a lot of people don't know about having more than one sign. So your sun sign, moon sign, rising, right?
I know what.
And then it's like, it's bigger than that too, because you have a whole chart. So you have Taurus in you. Yeah. You have Leo in you. You have Aries in you.
Every planet there's a.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's so big. Like you can. I'm a Leo, but I mean, well, whatever. I was gonna say I'm a Leo, right? But my Venus is in Leo too, so I can't say it because it's like double thing. Yeah. But like,
so say me. Okay, I'm a Cancer as a sun sign, but my Venus is in Gemini. I don't like that.
But that's how you love. You love like a Gemini.
I be reading my house. I don't like that because I don't like that.
Yes, and that's the funny thing. That's what a lot of us say. Like sometimes there might be a sign that we dislike, but that sign is also in us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you might have a little.
Like I think Geminis are cool. Like you know, I don't have like any beef with them. I actually kind of get along with any sign, honestly. But I wouldn't. I think it's very ghetto for it to be my Venus. So like,
with me. It's learning the whole. It's Libras and learning the Libra in me and learning the Pisces in me. Yeah. Because those are the two signs that are around me the most that also kind of make me think like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, I don't understand. It's the
Pisces, because Pisces it's a water sign thing. They make you.
You know what's crazy? Like,
they make you reevaluate shit. And get you to feel for real, honestly.
And they have a double, like Pisces, it's two different energies you're getting. Like you could be, it's day and night with Pisces. Like you just never really know. And sometimes from my experience, like the Pisces might be so in tune that they're out of touch with reality.
I know a few Pisces.
They're not being like present. Like
I know a lot of Pisces.
You know what I'm saying?
I know a few Pisces that are like that.
So it's like, what is it with me that I'm not being fucking present so that it doesn't annoy me when a Pisces actually does it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, it's hard to be present in social gatherings. It was before a lot more than what it is now because I just didn't like being outside for a certain point in my time. Maybe because I just didn't understand myself then.
That could be it.
I just didn't like being around a lot of people. It was just, and then at that time too, like I was understanding. I know what people were thinking. Like I could hear what was going on with them, and there were so many thoughts, and there was so many emotions, and I would feel everything, and I didn't know how to separate it. Yeah, I didn't. I
feel like that's natural though, to just want to isolate, to kind of recharge, but then to also figure out what the hell is going on with you. So I could see that. Yeah, you not wanting to really be around people for those reasons, because it's like, for some people misery loves company, but for other people misery don't love company. It's just like you have to sometimes take a step back. You can still pick and choose what you choose to do, but it's also very much like, all right, that's it. I need to backtrack to really figure out what's going on, to lock in, really.
You know what else is my problem, since we're talking about it? Because people be thinking like I don't have issues, but I do be having issues.
Everybody got issues.
That's why I be trying to tell people, like I be going through stuff too. Like I be having to use my own stuff.
You know why people feel like that? Not to cut you off, it's because you carry whatever you go through very well. And then it's also because you could be, a hint of a private person. And even if you're not, it's just like you carry it well. So just because you carry things well, that does not mean that it's not heavy. So that could be it too. They're like, oh, you fine. But it's like, little do you know.
Okay. Shout out to my mom, because, girl, she be talking me off. It's so funny because I like really love my mom. Like, like I realized that she had me when she was young, like 20, right? And I've watched her evolution. Like, she went from being like with it, like, who's bothering you at school? Like, coming to my school, like, with not playing, to saying, okay, here's what you do first, okay? You're going to try to talk it out, and then don't talk then, and they come in, right? Yeah.
So and really evolving.
Yes. And now it's just like, she's just so calm. Like, I just only aspire to be that calm. Like, she's just so, like, it. I be wishing, like, dang, girl, like, how you do it like this?
My mama not calm. My mama not calm, okay? I'll be like, stop yelling. Like, what are you yelling for? We having a regular conversation. Stop yelling. But I don't know. It takes time for some people.
That's so true. It was something else I wanted to say too, but I kind of forgot. But it had to do with my mom. But shout out to you, Mom. Te quiero mucho.
Hey, Mom.
Hey. Okay, she was the reason I moved down south.
Really?
Yeah.
And you really like it? Too.
Yeah. Like, to the point where, like, I'm, like, glad that I moved. Like, I feel like I wouldn't have grown as fast as I did if I would have stayed in Jersey. Sometimes you gotta switch up the environment, y'all, too. That's another thing. Like, sometimes it might be the environment that's keeping you stagnant. So, like, I cried for like a week straight.
Really?
And I don't know who I thought I was, because I was on my MacBook, like, recording myself, like, crying. Y'all, don't tell nobody I did this. But, like, I was really trying to figure...
recording, and you're like, don't tell nobody I did this.
I was really trying to figure it out, but that's how I got myself through it. Now that I think about it, like, I just
did the ugly cry on the MacBook.
It wasn't really ugly. It was like semi, because I was just like, why am I so scared to move? Like,
it's like that post I was like, if you could record yourself crying, it's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing wrong with you. But
I was trying to figure it out. Like, why am I so...
Because everything you know is here.
You know, so it was hard for me. And then when I pulled myself away and I got to, like, really, like, free myself and just focus, like, literally focus on me, like, I had no choice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to put yourself in that new environment where you have no choice but to move. So if you need to move for whoever needs to see this. Okay.
Yes. This is your sign to move.
Okay. Get out of here.
You just said move. So move. Like,
run.
Just do it.
Just do it. Okay. Just get out. Take flight. Okay.
But starting over is scary.
And it is.
I feel like that could be a reason why you were like hesitant.
It takes a lot of trust too.
I know I want to leave. I want to go to the West Coast, but
oh girl, do it.
Definitely wanted to go to the West
California.
Coast. Of course.
Oh my God, I will come visit you so often. I swear.
I'm not trying to go nowhere else.
I love California.
Pinpoint me right there.
My heart is there.
Pretty much, yeah. So
do you know they say sorry? But you know what they say? People who are like really called to.
You told me this. That's
Egyptian lifestyle, like comedic stuff. Like that's what we sisters from like, Egyptian lifetime. So you know.
Yeah. I really want to take the move, but then it's just also like, okay, if, you know, some people really just get up and go, like really get up and go. I mean, it will happen eventually one day, but I feel like even though I do know that I want to go, and I would be hesitant at first, of course, because really all you know is here. You got your people, your friends, and it's just like, but I don't know. It's really necessary sometimes.
Then you ask yourself, what do you got to lose? Right?
That's it. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's about those people, but you're not here to live for those people. You're only here to live for yourself.
That brings me to a point about, and there's another thing I want to talk about. Accessibility. You brought up a good thing, right? Like moving, like no matter where you are, you're still going to be accessible to those same people.
That's very true.
Think about it with the internet alone.
Yeah.
Like anybody, the phone alone, anybody could reach you.
So
like,
pulling your car, why was you crying?
Because at that time, like, I just did not want to leave. Like, you know what? I did not want to leave.
That's really
I think it was really who I was dating at the time. Like, I wanted to give it a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But when I left, it got better because we were apart, really.
Yeah.
So we had to, like, break everything down to rebuild it, really. Yeah. Still rebuilding, but it's just, like, to be honest, that's really why I didn't want to leave. And my daughter's father, like, she loves her father. Yeah. Right? And it was hard for me to pull her away with distance. Different. Yeah. Yeah. So it was just like, oh, my God, am I wrong for doing this? You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just my life that I was thinking about too. It was her too. I'm like, damn, like I'm taking my baby on this journey with me. Like we out. Like,
but then you got to think about her too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was difficult.
That's a lot.
But looking back, like I said, like I'm glad I did it. So for anybody else that wants to know,
you be thriving. I love it. I'm glad you did it.
How I go from a 1-bedroom, to a whole house, backyard, front yard.
Really?
Yes, my daughter got her own room. She still don't sleep in her own room though.
It'd be like that.
she's still like, mommy, this is your secret hiding spot. This is my secret hiding spot. Like, whatever.
No, yeah, I'm happy. You know, at the end of the day, it's really doing what makes you happy, even if you are put in, you know, tough predicaments and tough situations. It's really all about what makes you happy, because we really are just living for ourselves, for real. We just happen to have people with us, family, but at the end of the day, when it's time to go, you go. So it's just like really making sure you're good while you're here and doing what makes you happy. You could think of other people, of course. It's different because, of course, you have a kid. But look, you did it and you don't regret it, and it worked out perfectly fine. So that's how you know, like, all you need is just that little push. Like,
go blindfold.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Just jump.
Get up and go.
Just jump, y'all.
And yeah.
You'll fly. Just jump.
I like that. We're going to trademark that. Just
You
jump,
know
y'all.
what's crazy? Doing this shit too, it makes you like, doing this stuff too. There I go cursing. Doing this thing, like, it's like,
What thing? Like a journey? Or just talking? The pot?
I forgot what I was about to say that fast. This is so awful.
It's been an off day. Listen.
What to say?
It's raining crazy outside. We barely made it. And yeah. And I think we're pressed for time.
Okay.
But it's okay because we did it. And this is episode 6. I am Khai. Thank you, Khadijah.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. When it say when? Episode 6, okay?
I love you so much.
Tune in. I love you back, baby. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Bye.
We are out.